Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are diving into one of the juiciest debates in all of Dallas-Fort Worth, suburbs, talking Southlake versus Grapevine and Colleyville. But before we get into today's video, my name is Casey McEwen and I'm your local trusted real estate agent and investor here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. If you are by chance finding the content on my channel valuable, make sure to hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. It truly helps out the channel. Now, getting back into this week's video, if you're thinking about moving to this part of North Texas, you've probably come across these three cities. Now, they're certainly neighbors, they share a lot of similarities, but they also have some key differences that might make one of them the perfect fit for you. So let's go ahead and break this all down here for you in today's video. Housing, schools, lifestyle, entertainment, and overall vibe. Southlake on one side, Grapevine and Colleyville teaming up on the other. Stick around until the end because I'll also give you my personal verdict on who wins this matchup. So let's go ahead and start with geography. Southlake, Grapevine, and Colleyville are all tucked in the northeast corner of Tarrant County with easy access to 114 and 121. Now they're basically right in the middle between Dallas and Fort Worth and just minutes away from DFW International Airport. But here's where the difference starts to kick in. Now Southlake itself is centered around its own town square and feels really like its own destination. Now Grapevine itself is more of a tourist town vibe with its historic main street and attractions, and Colleyville is going to be a little bit more quieter, more residential, and less commercialized businesses. So if quick access to entertainment and the airport matters, Grapevine and Colleyville are definitely going to be a little bit better than Southlake, a little bit closer, and give you more of a variety, while Southlake itself is more of a self-contained bubble. Now next up is housing and cost of living. Now Southlake is known for luxury, hands down. We're talking large custom-built homes on oversized lots. Median home prices are well over $1 million here, and that doesn't include the estates that climb much, much higher. Now Grapevine and Colleyville on the other side offer a little bit more variety. Now Grapevine has older neighborhoods, some townhomes, and even apartments near Main Street. Meanwhile, Colleyville still leans upscale like Southlake, but prices are a little bit more approachable. So if you're after prestige and you've got the budget, Southlake is your place. But if you want more options at different price points, Grapevine and Colleyville are going to take the win. Now schools here are a huge factor. I myself used to teach in public education. I taught for only 2 years, 1 year here in North Texas. Now I myself am a young father. Schools are definitely an important factor when it comes to where I wanted to settle down. And I can tell you it's a huge factor for most people that are looking to either relocate or buy a new house. Now Southlake itself is served almost entirely by Carroll ISD, home of the Carroll Dragons, not just football legends, but also one of the top academic districts in the entire state. And I'm not talking just the DFW area, yes, the entire state of Texas. Now Grapevine and Colleyville fall under GCISD or Grapevine Colleyville ISD, and it's also rated incredibly high with strong academics and programs, but it doesn't carry quite the same prestige as Carroll. So if name recognition and tradition matter to you, Southlake is going to win here, but GCISD is still incredible, and families in Grapevine and Colleyville are very happy with their schools. So now let's talk about lifestyle. Southlake feels polished and upscale, luxury SUVs, manicured lawns, and Southlake Town Square, as I mentioned earlier, is the community hub. Now it's exclusive, family focused, and buttoned up. Now Grapevine and Colleyville bring a different energy. Now Grapevine itself, I absolutely love and adore. It's festive and charming with its historic main street, wine tasting rooms, and events like the Christmas capital of Texas. Colleyville is a little bit quieter, as mentioned earlier, with a little bit more of a suburban, tree-filled, and relaxed community without a large central hub. So Southlake is luxury, Grapevine is festive, and Colleyville is incredibly peaceful. Now, entertainment-wise, Grapevine and Colleyville really stand out. Now, in Grapevine, you've got, of course, the Grapevine Lake for outdoor fun. You've got Gaylord Texan Resorts and Great Wolf Lodge just across the street. You've got festivals like Grape Fest and Main Street Fest. Meanwhile, Colleyville is more about quiet parks and recreation. But the beautiful side of this is they are truly side by side. And by partnering with one another, you get the best of both worlds. Now, Southlake, meanwhile, is focused on high-end dining, shopping, and community events at Town Square. A little less touristy, but definitely feels more polished. Now moving over to the economy itself in all three of these cities, economically speaking, Southlake has corporate offices and medical hubs. Though many residents commute, its strong tax-based funds, excellent schools, and amenities. Now moving over to Grapevine, Grapevine benefits massively from DFW Airport, plus tourism, retail, and hospitality jobs. And moving over to Colleyville, Colleyville itself is, again, more residential, fewer jobs inside the city limits, but strong access to nearby business centers. So here's a quick breakdown. Southlake pros are going to be your elite schools, luxury housing, the town square hub, and prestigious reputation. Now, the cons to Southlake, of course, going to be it's incredibly expensive. It can definitely feel a little bit too exclusive for some folks. You've got limited home variety, obviously because of the sheer price and expensiveness of homes in Southlake. And there will be some people that say the congestion on the freeway right inside Southlake can kind of be miserable during rush hour, but that's what we're talking about in terms of pros and cons of Southlake. Now moving over to Grapevine and Colleyville. Now you've got much more diverse housing in these two cities. You've got the beautiful and historic charm in downtown Grapevine. You've got peaceful living in Colleyville, a little bit closer to the DFW airport, and by close, I mean you're about as close as you can get because Grapevine neighbors DFW airport. And moving over to the cons, of course, the schools here are great. We're really talking about an A+ to an A comparing Southlake to Grapevine Colleyville ISD, but less prestigious than Carroll ISD. You've got less centralized identity, and Colleyville at times may feel a little bit too quiet, which also could be a pro depending on your wants and needs. But if you like that commercial development, if you like having a grocery store around the corner or just a large centralized hub, then Colleyville may feel a little bit too quiet. So the big question here is who wins? Now, if you want prestige, luxury, and don't mind paying for it, Southlake is the clear choice. But if you want the variety, character, maybe quietness, and still great schools without the sky-high price tag, Grapevine and Colleyville are fantastic alternatives. Now, at the end of the day, it truly depends on your lifestyle. And as a reminder, earlier in this video, at the very beginning, I mentioned I would give you my 2 cents at the end of the day in which direction I would go, whether it be Southlake, Grapevine, or Colleyville. Now, I'm certainly going to be biased because I'm literally building my family's dream home in the city of Southlake. So yes, I'm always going to say Southlake, but to be completely honest with you, all 3 of these cities are incredible cities. The schools are incredible. The opportunities are incredible within the cities. And to be quite frank with you, they are right next door to one another. So you really aren't missing a ton. It's not like you are on the other side of the metro. If you live in Southlake, I can tell you, you're going to be going to Grapevine or Colleyville, and vice versa. If you live in Grapevine or Colleyville, you're definitely going to be going to Southlake as well. It's not like one hates the other. It's just there are some differences between the 3. So yes, I may be a little bit biased towards Southlake, but I'm well versed in all 3 of these cities. As mentioned earlier, I am a licensed real estate agent and would love to be able to help you either buy, sell, or invest anywhere here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Make sure to leave a comment if I didn't cover any of the questions that you may have in regards to these 3 cities, or to be honest with you, anything in regards to real estate here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, or just living in general. Now, as I mentioned just a second ago, I am a licensed real estate agent, would love to help you. I'll leave all of my information in the comment section down below, as well as in the description. Feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, shoot me a text, give me a call. I would love to be able to hear from you. But that's all I got for you guys this week. As always, I appreciate the support. Make sure to like and subscribe. It truly does help. And stay tuned for next week's content.